Alright guys, today's just a real quick video. I'm going to do the video response for Rox Dude. And that actually brings up a pretty good point. I knew about Rox Dude from Steemit and not from YouTube first. So I thought that was interesting. Most of you guys I know from YouTube, and then I find you on Steemit or something. But in this case it was the other way around. So maybe a transition is happening over the next few years. Maybe we'll start seeing more people hop onto other platforms from Steemit. Alright, sorry for the long introduction. I'm here to show you my Mexican coins because that's what Rox Dude is doing. And I love these video response things. It's a good excuse to, make a fun video that's just talking about something you already have. So here are some Mexican 1 pesos. I brought these up in a junk video. These truly are junk. Like, they're the junkiest junk you'll ever find. They're only 10% silver, and they kind of remind me of the war nickels from the United States. Mostly because this gross color isn't dirt, it isn't grime. Actually, some of it might be, but mostly it's just the natural toning you get with manganese. With a coin that's only 10% silver, and a high manganese content, it's really easy to get brown coins like this. So they're not as gross as they look, and they don't smell as bad as war nickels. The cool thing about these, I suppose, is they have all the beauty of a Mexican coin, but they're extremely cheap. You can get these for less than $1 each, which is crazy. Every 19 to 20 of these is a troy ounce of silver, so you can see how many you could actually stack. And I made a comment the other day about maybe making a whole poker chip set out of stuff like these, which would be super cool. Because in all honesty, I don't know how much poker chips go for these days, but these aren't that expensive. But anyway, I got a whole tube of these. I have 25 of them. I didn't know how many made a tube, so I just got 25. Alright, on to the better silver. The heart and soul of my Mexican coin collection is my tube of onzas. These are old school onzas. Some call them old school libertads. Some just call them onzas. However, they're not the first onza. The first onza is the balanced scale onza, which I've featured in a previous video, but won't be featuring today because I gave it to my dad. The cool thing about these is that they're really chunky, and they're a pretty small diameter, and they have some beautiful edge lettering on them. If you end up with 1991s that have a different lettering system, you may have struck gold because those go for quite a bit. I'll show you the lettering system here. You see how these are capital, lowercase, and these are not? Well, if you get a 1991 that looks like this, most of them look like this. So you end up getting, coin shops, people on eBay, people on Craigslist, stuff like that. Whoever sells coins, they may not know that very small distinction that separates the coin from being a $30 coin or less to a $200 coin. So the other thing to note about the older early 90s ones is that they have reeded edges and not lettered edges. So personally, I like this one better. 1, because it's cheaper, and 2, because it has the lettered edge, which I really like. So here's my tube of those. I only have a few with the reeded edge. Most of them are the lettered edge variety. But this is a whole tube, so these old ones came in paper cardboard tubes of 20. So only 20 of those, but that's more than enough to make me a happy guy. Alright, I'll show you my new libertads while we're at it. And I'm not done with this tube yet, but these tubes come in these plastic tubes in quantities of 25. So I should be at 11 now. That's 5, 8, 11. And so these are pretty cool. They're also called libertads. Some people still call them onzas as well. So this is the older model, or the newer model. Much sleeker design, much more modern design. But they both feature the two big volcanoes in the back, which is Popo and Itza. I have silver history videos on all of these coins, being the 2 libertads, not the peso. And I think I have silver history videos on the majority of the other ones I'm going to show you. So if you're interested in Mexican coins, there's a lot to learn about them, but I think that the stories behind them are quite fascinating. So here I have Olympic 25 peso. This was made in celebration of the Olympics, obviously, and is a crown-sized coin, which is what I like to focus on. So I won't be showing anything smaller than a crown-sized coin. And then all of these have the same back here. I talked about this back in one of my silver history videos, but the story behind the golden eagle eating a snake on a prickly pear cactus is pretty cool. It has to do with the Aztecs finding their homeland. I love that story, and I think that makes this back of coin one of my favorites throughout the world. Here I have another one. These are called Cuauhtemocs. And it's just a 5 peso coin that's 90% pure, as opposed to the usual 72% pure in most recent Mexican coins that are silver anyways. And this is also a crown-sized coin. And every single one of these I've purchased happened to be 1948, so that's pretty interesting. And the same back there. Here's a Cien peso. It was used as a commemorative. Cien means 10 in Spanish, and this is one of those examples of the 72% purity I was talking about. Once again with the same back. Here's the older 5 Cinco, or the Cinco pesos, the 5 peso coin. Same as the Cuauhtemoc, except this is the Hidalgo, and it demands a much less premium, which is pretty cool. And it's only 72% pure. Here I have another 25 Cinco, or 25 peso, also with Hidalgo on it, 72% pure, made in 1972, with the same back, of course. There's a theme there. And then here I actually have a Ecuadorian 5 Sucre coin, which is not from Mexico. It's not a Mexican coin, it's an Ecuadorian coin, but it was made by the Mint of Mexico, so I figured I'd show it to you. And then I want to tell you one real quick thing that I forgot to mention about the old Libertads, or the old Onzas, is that if you count the number of dots in the cactus there, on this one there are 7. If you get ones with 8, there's a possibility that it's a good variety. While there are some that only came with 8, and I wish I had more specifics here to help you out. There are versions out there that have 8 that shouldn't have 8, instead they should have 7 dots in that bit of the cactus there. So yeah, if someone will clarify that variety to me, I would be pretty dang happy, because I've been trying to figure out exactly what makes that coin special. I appreciate you guys watching, and go check out Rox Dude on Steemit. Go check him out on YouTube. I'll put both the links in the description below. And if you haven't yet, go find me on Steemit, or post your Steemit address in my comment section and I'll come find you. Alright, take care guys, appreciate it.